Welcome back to another fun-filled episode of Rankable. So if you are just listening to the audio of this, you're missing out because we've got some fun video filters going on. But if you are watching us on the YouTubes, hi, hello. My name is Garrett Sussman. I am the demand generation manager at iPullRank, and today I am joined by, feels like a holiday festive season, but we're still, end of September, joined by Bibi Raven. Bibi is the founder of Bibi Buzz, entrepreneur. She's the link builder. Bibi the Link Builder. Her link slingers build solid backlinks for her splendid clients. She's infamously known for her world-saving link building advice, creative outreach training, and inspired dad jokes. She's into comic books and zombies and all the good things. Thank you for joining me, Bibi.
Hi, Garrett. Thanks for asking me. And apologies for the audience and for you, because I'm a little bit of an agent of chaos. So I might probably mess up a lot and get lost in the answers.
No, we are winding and weaving and tangentially jumping back to where we came to. Okay. I'm excited. So you have been doing link building for a hot minute. No, you've been doing it for a while. You actually started your business out of your house. You're doing everything remotely, right?
Oh yeah. Right now I'm on the top of my mountain of laundry.
Yeah, literally, not even digitally. That's not like a metaphor.
No, it's not a metaphor. It's so funny because one of the first podcasts I did, actually maybe the first one was with Craig Campbell. And then I was also on top of my laundry. And then he forced me actually to show all the laundry to people. But he did say that it was the best audio quality because it was soaking up all the, the reverb and stuff. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's brilliant. It's like a soundproof room. So did he ask you to share any of your link building dirty laundry?
Oh, no comments.
I am actually going to ask you, like, let's dive into this. We're going to jump around, but in terms of your dirty laundry, have you ever had a link outreach go terribly wrong?
Oh, yes. Let me think real quick about NDAs and what I can and can't tell.
Dirty laundry.
I think, okay, one of the worst things was when I was white labeling for a friend. And I try not to do that anymore, right? Because I'm too far removed from the actual project or actual client. And I had explained all the ways how I do stuff. So one of the things that we do is that we have somebody reach out on behalf of the clients. But then it turned out that through a roundabout, the client somehow saw the email that we sent out. They can log into that in any case, but they got it sent back from a connection. So then they found out that we were sending out with their name and logo. And they were really mad about it. So they didn't know. And then they threatened to sue my friends because they were also very sensitive, let's put it that way. So yeah, that was one of the worst things where I was really scared about, getting him into trouble. And we spent so much time actually removing all those bios and links even, just because it was, we didn't want the client to feel uncomfortable.
Well, I feel like in this industry, it has like mixed reputations. Like there are a lot of people doing bad practices out there, and transparency is so key. It's like you're almost shining the light and bringing like a pure level of link building to this strategy, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm not against what people call black hat tactics and all that stuff, as long as you're honest to the client and if they're aware of any risk. I mean, even the link building that I do has some risk. If I do a lot of guest posting, that might become a problem at some point. So, but as long as the client is okay with that, then it's fine.
Well, when you say risk, how do you assess risk for link building?
It's a hard one, but I think when you overuse a specific tactic and it becomes a pattern, then there's risk involved. And you can still continue that pattern as long as it works well. But you should always realize that it's probably better to have some variety so you don't put all your eggs in one basket.
So what are some of those different like techniques that you use, whether they're common or even some of the more unconventional link building techniques that you've tried and had success with.
Yeah, so right now we mainly do two types. One is guest posts, and the other one is linkable assets that attract passive links. So those are the two that we use. I've dabbled with HARO or things like that, but I never had the consistency to become really good at it. So there's so many other link building tactics that you can do, and I always think, oh yeah, I should try this and this and this, but most of the time I just fall back on the thing that I have a system for and works.
So it's interesting you mentioned HARO. So that's like Help a Reporter Out, where it's a free service that journalists basically reach out and they're like, hey, we're looking for these source quotes. And I feel like there is a range of quality when it comes to HARO. Like if you were to do it, how would you approach it? Like how would you kind of evaluate the potential opportunities to reach out to?
Yeah, so the only way I would do it, and I have a client that's eligible for it right now, is if you have access to the actual real experts, and their turnaround time is 24 hours. So it's the only way I would do it. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. Or maybe if the client doesn't care, if you just do whatever quotes, then I would probably do this well. But the problem with HARO for me is not so much that it's not a good tactic, but to organize it. I always want to have a good system for something. And there are some HARO tools out there. I actually was a fan of one tool, and then it got discontinued, and I was like, oh no, So that was the one time I really wanted to get into HARO, because it looked like a system that could really work with multiple teams and stuff.
See, now you got me thinking, and I'm curious about your systems. Like how do you set up your systems? Like what does an effective link building system look like to you?
Yeah, I don't know if it's effective, because sometimes I look at all the work that we do, and then I hear other link builders talk about, yeah, we just have a database and we just send people an email, bam, you got a link, and it's so the system that I have is for guest posting, for instance, is where you do prospect. I use Pitchbox a lot, so we do prospecting with Pitchbox, then we inspect and personalize, then we do content ideation for the guest post pitches, and then we do create templates that are based on the qualities of the prospect list, so aspects of the prospect list, and then we do the outreach, and when the replies come back, if they're positive, we order the article and that gets submitted. So I don't know, that's the system. And we use ClickUp and ClickUp, Pitchbox. And we used to use Sheets, but not anymore. So it's just, and we also use Slack for
I love ClickUp as well. And it kind of leads to, when you're talking about content ideation and this whole process, that kind of leads into the way, like your perspective of link building is really content marketing strategy.
Yeah, I think it's not because I don't think other ways are bad or anything, but I just have a lot of affinity with copy and with content and with creativity. So that's a type of link building comes really natural to me. And the people that I hire are usually copywriters, so they like content as well. And when you talk to a prospect, basically you're asking them to link to content or to accept content. So to me, the quality of the content is really important.
No, it makes sense. And earlier I was saying about how there are a lot of people who give link building a bad name, or their pitches are just, they're so awful, or they see the same tactics being used over and over. What you have to adjust a lot. What's working right, like without giving away your secret sauce, what's working right now?
Yeah, so I always do segmenting and theming, is where you make your prospect list all around the same angle, or they're kind of uniform. So your prospect list is just catering businesses or something like that. And then that's the segmenting part. And then the theming part is where you theme the outreach according to that segment. And not just the pitches itself, but also the whole email. So that works really well for me. And for a really long time, we used humor, and it still works, but I've seen a lot of copycats. So everybody's doing, I wasn't the original one, by the way, to begin with. There was actually, what's his name? John Buchan from Charm Offensive, I think. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And he used to use like a lot of jokes and stuff and create templates and sell these. He still does. But inspired by him, I used a lot of puns and memes and dad jokes mainly. But I can see a lot of people using it now. So yeah, definitely not the only.
You got to give me a few dad jokes. I became a father about like 6 months ago. And so what's your best dad joke?
Oh no, I don't have a best one. I only have one that I always remember. Okay. What's a fake noodle?
What?
An impasta.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
Oh, I can't remember. I'm so sorry. We do like 1,000 dad jokes a month.
Oh no, I mean, I'm waiting for the opportunity to use mine. The only one that I even know, I think, is the classic dad joke is when she becomes starts speaking and she comes up to me and she says, you know, hey, I'm hungry, and then I have to respond and say, hi, hungry, I'm dad.
Oh
So
yeah, no, I love that one. That's so good.
The day I get to use that will be like my fulfilling my essence. But I am curious. So it's funny because you'll go like I'm in a marketing Facebook group, and every now and again you'll see like someone share a link building outreach template gone wrong where the humor just doesn't land. Like that's a risk, right?
Dear there. I love bad outreach emails. I get a lot of them because I handle for my clients, I handle their inbound links as well. Inbound link requests. So I get to see all these bad emails. But yeah, that's no, I wouldn't. You mean people forget that the outreach itself is a product as well. You know, it's
right.
So you have to spend time on developing their product.
Well, I mean, so going back to that, and you were talking all about segmenting and creating the themes. It requires a lot of time and investment. How cost effective is that as a service? Like, how do you kind of, show the value of links and talk about that in terms of worth your clients spending their money on it?
Oh, so cost effective for me or for the clients?
Both.
Oh yeah. So cost effective for me, I actually don't know if it's cost effective because I never measured like how much does actually one link cost. It's such a natural and organic process. Some links you get in 2 weeks, other links take 7 months, because you have to deal with editors and their editorial schedule and all that stuff. So I find it really hard to assess. As far as the clients go, yeah, they're happy. So as long as they're happy and they see results on their end, I think it's worth the cost for sure. I have one client that's the only one that I didn't sign an NDA for, by the way, so I can tell stuff about them.
Bring it. No.
I think they get about like 3 million. No, wait, it's 2 million or 3. I don't know. A lot of millions of traffic a month now, and that when they started, it wasn't that much, So
no, absolutely. I mean, it almost is like this accepted fact that links are critical to SEO, not alone, let alone just the actual traffic that it drives. But how do you evaluate the value of a link? Like, how do you value different levels of links?
So what do you mean? Like, how do I see if a link is good or not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm really bad with questions. So but I warned you. So when I look at a link, I look at the site, if it's relevant or if it's not relevant, if it's a really strong site, right? That will rank for anything. And then I also look at what kind of keywords they rank for, if they're relevant, if they have your audience, if the article is relevant. So for me, a lot of it is around relevancy. And then if the link placement is natural and relevant as well, and if it might give some referral traffic. So that's
Gotcha.
how I link. Yeah.
Do you ever have to go back? Like, do you ever try to go back after the link is placed, depending on all the editorial, like, do you have to try to get them to adjust, either the anchor text or where they place it or how natural it feels? Like, have you ever had to have that sort of conversation with the publisher being like, you kind of messed it up?
Yeah, because, most of my links are unpaid links.
Yeah.
So I'm in a position where I can't control too much, right? But I've sometimes I have had to go back and ask, could you maybe so we provide the article with guest posts, right? So then it's easier because you decide where the link goes and what the anchor text is. But we had some people strip out a link, for instance, or or point it to the wrong page, and then we go back and ask them, hey, could you change it? But you can't go too far with unpaid links. You can't force somebody to do something that they want. So I've lost some links as well that way.
Yeah, I feel like early on in my career, there have been those moments. Like, I don't get why people are so stingy with links. Like a lot of times when you're doing a guest post, you kind of know the role, and yet the stripping it out, like, I get it, but it also feels like kind of a jerk move if someone's creating this value for you, right?
Well, yeah, that would be my first reaction too. But people always complain about link prospects, and I think we as link builders should also reflect on, have some self-reflection, because when I started out, everybody was complaining about mommy bloggers, how they were suddenly asking loads of money, right? So I went to a Mediavine group, a mommy blogger group, and I asked, what do you hate about link builders? And they said they didn't even look at my site. So they're not really interested in me. So it wasn't about the money. What happened was that these women, well, maybe they weren't all women, but they started to notice that people were making money off them, and the content that they would get would be really bad. So it would take them hours to edit, and you know how horrible it is to edit somebody else's content. So what they did was they would ask for fuck off money, because they were thinking, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna ask $200. The guy's not gonna say yes. And then you know what happened then? Link builder said yes. And then they were complaining about all the high prices for links, but they created the situation themselves. So when somebody strips the links, okay, yeah, sometimes it's a dick, right? But I just had an example where we sent an article, the site rejected the article, they didn't like it. So, and then they spun the article and published it. And it was really, really bad. And this is a really big website, so I was really surprised. But anyway, so I can get mad, but I can also think about how often have they been fucked over by link builders, So they might also have no empathy left for us. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I remember. So this story back in the day, I remember writing an article and having it straight up plagiarized by a really big publishing site that it wasn't even any relationship. I reached out to them. I was like, you know what? You keep it, but you just add a link to my business and I'm cool. Like, you can plagiarize the hell out of it. You even take credit, but if you give me the link, because I was like, at least I want to get some value. And, if you're a journalist, and you're caught plagiarizing, your career's on the line, right?
Yeah. Did they do it?
He did. He did. It was a claim to fame. It's really hard not to say the name, but we came to
that's right. I'm fishing.
I'll tell you afterwards. Anyone who watches this episode and reaches out to me in DMs, I will share the name of it, because it was 10 years ago. Anyway, I want to do a really fun exercise before we dive into the rapid fire ranking. So it's end of September. We've got like a couple of months before Black Friday. Who knows what it's going to be like this year? But I want to put you on the spot and talk through some outreach ideas that you'd have for a few different e-commerce sites. So first off, if someone was going to try to get a link for an e-commerce site before Black Friday, like, when should they start? They should start now, right?
Yeah, I think they should have started maybe already. It's now October? Is it October?
Yeah, late September, early October, we're publishing.
Oh yeah, you're late. Well, it depends a little bit. It depends a little bit on the type of link building that you do. I mean, you have great PR link builders out there who just do like a mega stunt or something, so that could go viral and get picked up. But I'm not that type of link builder. I'm more for the long haul. So I would have started already.
It makes sense. Okay, so let's say I'm in dad mode. Let's say I want to get some baby clothes. I want to get some baby clothes for my 6-month-old. What type of link building outreach strategy would you do for a retailer selling baby clothes?
Yeah. So of course I would think about how the baby, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, So I would think about the most obvious things like parenting blogs and all that stuff. But if it's like you say, if it's for male dads, I would also reach out to sites that talk to the same audience. So maybe it's about I don't know. It's really so maybe sleep sites could work, but the relevancy is a little bit further away there. But I would look around for maybe sites that talk about new dads. How hard it is to get some sleep. And let's say it's a sleep site or a mattress. Actually, a mattress company is also great because they would be a real business and would be interested in content, and they would have the same audience, but they would not be competitors, except if you have beds as well. But let's say you only have baby clothes. So I would pitch stuff to them that has to do with sleep problems for new parents, or maybe how new dads can get more energy or something like that. And that could link to baby clothes that are easy to get out on and off, or easy to change diapers on. Or maybe if it's it would be like Black Friday, so November, baby clothes that are really comfortable and really warming, and that would all tie into the sleep problems of the dad. So that would be one angle.
Okay, that's fine. That was for me. That was a selfish one. I want to give
Yeah.
one for you. This one's for you. Ready? Okay, you're a zombie, a connoisseur. Okay, for a store that sells zombie apocalypse survival guide
Ooh, cool.
packages, how would you do it?
Oh, I love that. This is so cool. I teach theater sword fighting to
Oh,
people.
cool.
So we do a lot of stunt fighting stuff. So I really I like weapons. My house has a lot of weapons.
I'm
Wait,
not
what was
I'm not bringing my baby over to your house.
no, no, please don't. They would choke on everything that's around here, by the way. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, Black Friday. I would build links to the zombie survival site. So, wait, is it zombie survival?
Surviving a zombie apocalypse. You know how they sell those survival
Yeah,
kits? Like
yeah,
everything you need. Maybe it's like an axe, maybe it's like some food, and you can buy like the
yeah.
subscription box.
So the most obvious thing would, of course, be horror sites and all that stuff, right? So an outdoor site would also be obvious. I would do geeky sites. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really come up with a really creative one there, I think, but I don't, maybe costume places as well.
It's almost Halloween too.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about, so one thing is that you look at sites that rank on relevant keywords. So it would be like zombie survival or the specific weapons. And the other thing is sites that are where people are in a similar customer journey. So I'm thinking about, if people are buying zombie survival stuff, what is their overall buying thing? But I can't really combine it with anything. Maybe LARPing or a party, so it would be LARPing sites or something like that, or a party or a bachelor party.
Video
But
games, maybe.
yeah, video games could also be. Yeah, so the other thing is also correlated interest. So people that are interested in zombie survival stuff, they're also interested in this. So it could also be anti-bullying sites. But that's not where you want to go. That's the no, that would be bad. No.
It makes me, I love this approach though, because it just, makes me think about, like, in terms of the topic relevance of your links. It feels like from an SEO perspective, it's also kind of entity SEO relationship building in a lot
Oh
of ways.
yeah. Yeah, that's the funny thing about NCSEO, because I'm not really great at SEO. If you start explaining a lot of stuff to me, I don't follow, right? So at some point somebody was explaining to me semantic SEO, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
And now it's entity SEO, and I'm like, that's what I've been doing. That's ontology. That's the whole thing that I've been doing it makes a circle back to just common sense, It's so funny. There was one other thing I wanted to say about zombie survival.
Sorry to distract you from zombies. That's my bad.
Okay, so I'm just talking to guest posts about guest posts mostly, right? But what we also do is linkable assets, and I think on a zombie site, I really like thinking about what would be a piece that could attract passive links. It depends a little bit on how strong the site is, because if it's a really weak site, you probably have to do some extra things. So one of the things that you could do is I really like statistics pieces. They're really easy to make. So a statistics piece, statistics and trends, you just compile all the data and trends that are for that year around a specific topic. And then when a journalist writes about the topic, they use you as a resource because they don't have time to do all the homework. So if you just lay it out for them, it saves them hours, right? If you have a weak site, you have to run some ads for it for the specific keywords that you think a journalist would look for. So it would be for zombie apocalypse, it might be Walking Dead stats and trends, or Walking Dead video game statistics and trends, or something, or zombie game statistics and trends, or virtual reality statistics and trends. So you post it on your site, and then you could run some ads for it if it's not strong, and then it can pick up passive links. Or maybe a silly random generator around zombies.
Your zombie name or your zombie attributes or some sort. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
It's always so tempting to go the route of like creating a cool tool or generator. Like I think there's like the viral LinkedIn post generator that was floating around. That's so entertaining. Those win so many links, right?
Yeah, and then I do like the low effort stuff. So I would do a random generator that's like really easy to make, because you never know if it's gonna bomb or not. It could be not do anything. In the beginning, when I started link building, I thought I had to make epic great things, but I'm actually not that good in creating that. So I spent months on creating a wedding guide for Game of Thrones, and I wanted to release it before the last season. And it was so much work, and then I released it like just after the season ended.
Wait, and no spoilers, but was it a red wedding guide, or was it like all the wedding guides?
It was Westerosi wedding or something. I don't know.
Okay.
It had to. So I asked all these wedding related businesses to give their ideas for. So it was like the engagement ring person, the wedding catering, all of them asked for ideas, a wedding dress or a bridal shop and all that stuff. So imagine how much work there was, and I only got like 25 links.
That's hilarious, but that's sad. That's sad. You put so much work. It's creative.
Yeah. I have another sad story.
Okay, last sad story. Bring it.
Yeah, last sad story. So this was even earlier. I had a lot of fails. So I have a client, they sell experiences, and one of the experiences was to travel in a submersible to the Titanic on a scientific mission.
Whoa.
And then we found out that the Titanic was being eaten by bacteria and could disappear in 25 years. But we decided to make it sound a bit more dramatic, like last chance to see the Titanic. And then I got this really bad journalist list from somebody from Gorkana. And I emailed all these journalists, and I said, "Yeah, Titanic is disappearing. Oh, so sad. Here's all the information, And I would point to the page I was building links to, and nobody. I think one guy replied, but nobody else. And then 3 months later, a big news story blew up. Oh, the Titanic is disappearing, and they actually sent a team of divers to the Titanic to inspect the Titanic, how far the corrosion was. Did I get a link? No, 0.
See, that's so frustrating. It's like right time, right place, and it still doesn't pay off. And you just like you cry into your ice cream, and then you move on to the next project. Yeah, Bibi, amazing. You're hilarious, and we should start our own podcast at some point because you are a pleasure to talk to. Are you ready for some rapid fire rankings?
Yeah.
Okay. Putting you on the spot. Okay. No stammering. You gotta go through it. All the pressure. We'll cue the music. Here we go. Okay. Rank your top 3 of something that you love. Anything.
Anything?
Top 3.
Food. Zombies. Drag queens.
Wow, I thought you were going to say dragons and you pivoted. Rank your best SEO, marketing, link building win.
I want a link on Psychology Today for barrel insurance. And the title was How to Prepare Your Elderly Parents for a Bright Future.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
So funny.
Oh, okay. Rank your top 3 SEO or link building tools.
Pitchbox, Ahrefs, Exploding Topics.
Okay, yeah. That works. Rank your best SEO or link building trick or tactic.
Linkable assets, guest posting, and the rest I suck at.
rank what you love most about SEO or link building.
The creativity.
And rank your best learning resource.
Authority Hackers and Ahrefs.
They're brilliant.
I think that's it. Yeah.
By the way, check out Bibi's interview on Authority Hackers if you haven't seen another great one. Okay, and finally, rank the top, or second to last, rank the top 1 to 3 SEO marketers, link builders that you most look up to.
Ooh, that's a nice one. Stacey McNaught. Oh wow, I got a brain fart. I forgot what did I read it somewhere. I read it somewhere. I think it was Giselle Navarro.
Oh, she's so good.
Steve Toth. Oh yeah, Steve Toth. Yes, Steve.
I told you. I was like, you get your answers ready. But yeah, Steve was on there. Stacy, I think you said again.
Yeah. Did I not mention one that was on there?
No. You said Stacy twice. Good. You love her that much.
I said Stacy twice. Okay, great.
And finally, rank your number 1 cause or charity that you want to promote.
Oh, I had one in mind, but I kind of forgot. But I really like the Trevor project. That's for LGBTQI plus people who get kicked out of their house and need a home.
Yeah, no, that's a really important cause. They've been around for a while. It's a good one. Anyway, Bibi, thank you so much for being on here. If someone wants to find you online, where's the best way to find you and get in touch?
Yeah, so you can find me on Facebook. I think I'm Bibi The Link Builder on Facebook. On Twitter, I'm Bibi Buzzcom, I think. And you can email me at bibi@bibibuzz.com. But don't offer me any link building services because it's not going to happen.
I gotta ask before we go. What do you, if you get a link building like outreach email? What's your response? What do you do?
Oh, do you really want me to tell that? Because I moved them to the spam folder.
I mean, they are competitors.
Well, yeah, I don't know why. Maybe it's self-hate. I don't know why I do that.
Well, next time you send me an email after this podcast, I'll send it straight to spam. No, I'm kidding.
No.
I'd never. Thank you so much for being my guest. I really appreciate it. This was awesome.
Thank you. Wait, now the face is getting all messed up.
Mess up the filter. There we go. That was Bibi Raven. My name is Garrett Sussman of iPullRank. This has been the Rankable podcast. Thanks again for listening in, and we will catch you next week. Signing off. Peace.
Bye.